Good afternoon, YouTube. Zeal Champ coming to you right now from my den to discuss a little bit about sports. This channel is very diverse, and we're going to be having a conversation. And by we, I'm going to be talking to you, and I want you to leave your comments below. But today I was having a conversation on Twitter with Sports by Josh. He's at Geek Sport Josh, so at GEEK Sport Josh. And we were talking about the shakeup to the new All-Star, selection process, the way they did it with Team LeBron, Team Steph, and the conversation was it better than last year? And personally, from my standpoint, I do believe it was better. I believe it was better because it was a little bit more competitive, but I think it could have been competitive no matter what. I don't think the shakeup necessarily had to do it. I think it was just a mentality determined by LeBron. And from a sports standard, I mean, obviously LeBron, I still personally believe is the best in the NBA. I know he's got some stuff going out there with the media and stuff, but barring all that, if we're just talking about straight skills, I do believe LeBron James is the best in the world. And it's a shame that in all these All-Stars, it took all these All-Stars that he's been a part of, which he was the oldest person in the All-Star game this year, which is crazy to me. But it took this long for it to actually, get competitive. Again, I don't think the shakeup had to do, there didn't have to be a shakeup. It just needed to be communicated. It needed to have a leader go out there and make the decision that they wanted to be done. With that being said, though, that conversation transitioned in about 2 tweets to, would Josh be up for a shakeup in the NBA as far as the way everything's mapped out? Because right now it's East versus West. My argument is that the West has been stacked for decades, not just recently. I'm talking about for a long time. It really has been stacked, and I think it's time for a change up. So I told him I wanted to take a little bit of time, look at the map, and see what I could come up with. And I found one online. It was pretty simply put together. I'm going to include it on this video so you can actually see it. It might pop up, on the left half or something like that. But when I was looking at the split up, it's very easy. I mean, the concentrated amount of teams in the NBA right now is in the Northeast, which is 12 teams. I'm going to go ahead and mention those, and you can take a look at them with me. But that's Boston, that's Brooklyn, that's DC, the 76ers, the Knicks, Raptors, Cavs, Detroit Pistons, Pacers, Chicago, the Bucks, Timberwolves, Portland. Okay, and if we were and we would also have the Warriors. And there's a slight switch, so the Kings are technically north of Golden State, and the Clippers is technically south of the Lakers. I would like those 2 teams, though, not to be so close together with their rivals in that area. So I would switch the Clippers into the northern territory, and then I would switch the Kings down to the southern territory. This is why this is a big deal. It's a big deal simply because now you have the Warriors competing in the exact same conference as the Cavaliers. So if LeBron stays, you're not getting stuck with the same. LeBron's going to make it out the East, and he's going to face the most stacked team in the West, which is the Golden State Warriors. There has to be a deciding factor. It may still end up coming to those, Northern Conference Finals, but there's also some different faces there. You still got Boston, and Boston's making great moves. They acquired Kyrie, and they got some young talent, and they're really putting it together. You got the 76ers, who I believe is poised to really make some strong moves moving forward. You still have Toronto. You have the Bucks. If the Bucks get a good coach to replace, Jason Kidd and who they got now, I mean, and the Timberwolves. So you got a much stronger conference than what has typically been what we would consider the Eastern Conference, really fast. You got Golden State in there. You got the Clippers, which the Clippers are on their downhill, but you still got Portland there. I mean, that's really strong. So let's look at the South, and let's see what they bring to the table. So you got the Lakers, okay? And we don't know what's going to go on in the free agency. There could be some major moves. There could be some not so major moves. I will say this, that if I was in the NBA right now and I wanted to truly win, I probably would jump on the Lakers squad. History, they're the most winningest team in the modern era, and they have Magic Johnson. What better GM do you need than somebody who actually played the game, understands the ins and outs of it, and is going to, view it from a player side as well as a business side. So I think if you're truly wanting to win, that would be a good spot. I don't know if LeBron's going to go there. Truthfully, I think LeBron should stay in Cavtown. I mean, it's his land. I know they always see eye to eye, but you're not going to see eye to eye all the time with Magic Johnson. So, I mean, I would stay there, or if he goes anywhere, maybe down to Miami, but I don't know if he'll go to the Lakers. That's neither here nor there. So you got the Lakers, okay? You got the Kings. Kings are probably going to be the Kings still for several more years. You got the Jazz, the Nuggets, the Phoenix Suns. You got Oklahoma City Thunder. You got all of the Texas teams, the Mavericks, the Rockets, the Spurs. Then you got the Hornets. You got Memphis. You got the Hawks. You got Orlando, Miami, and the Bobcats. So as you can see, really quick, you separated James Harden and Chris Paul from not being able to compete with Golden State in a single move. For a championship, that is. You've got these other teams. Memphis has always been a consistently good team. You got the Thunder. You got Russell being able to play with some of these other teams. And what I think you'll see is I don't think you would see teams like the Bobcats not showing up. I think it would elevate them because now they have the Spurs to compete against. They have the Rockets to compete against. The Thunder to compete against. The upcoming Lakers to compete against. There's a lot of room for growth down there. And again, that also doesn't have the Spurs, having to kill themselves just to make it beyond the conference, because Spurs are a really good team too. So I mean, I think that would be a good shakeup. Will it last forever? Heck, I don't know. And I know the reason why they do it is for flight schedules and stuff, and I'm with that. I understand that, but at the same time, I mean, if you could shake it up for a couple of years and give some fans some new matchups, I think it'd be really awesome. I think the reason why they won't do it, and I know this is a silly reason, I think the NBA is very shy of doing anything that's North versus South. I mean, let's call it what it is. America had a civil war that was all North versus South. I don't know why it's relevant still in the sports world, but it is. So I think they would be shy from that angle on going on it. But I think it would be truly what's good. I mean, you can name it whatever you want. I don't know why you would complicate it, but I think it'd be a good change up. I think this still keeps it simple. It's still 15 teams on one side, 15 teams on the other. I would be excited to see those new faces. And again, I mean, even if you did it for a few years, if you ended up going back to the East and West, it at least shakes up the balance of power. Because at that point, there would be different trades happening. Each year, obviously, trades go on up to the trade deadline. I think you would see a lot of players who typically wouldn't want to make the jump from the, East to the West because they're, intimidated by maybe the level of competition, or if they thought they went out there and they know Golden State's just going to tank everybody and stuff. I think you would see a change up on that, and it at least mix it up. As a matter of fact, hey, that may be a good idea. Every 5 years you change it up. You change the scheduling, or the scheduling, but also like the geography of it. Switch it up, North versus South for 5 years. Next 5 years we do East versus West, and just continue to alternate. I think that would be a good rotation. I think that would be it would draw new viewers to it, and I think it would just increase competition all the way around. But that's my thoughts. I'm going to include, like I said, the map and the link. I'd love to hear your comments on it. Make sure to go follow Sports by Josh at Geek Sport Josh. Make sure to add him, follow him, and make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell. We are continuing to grow this channel, so any support at all is so much appreciated. I made a video like 2 days ago, and I said, I'm talking about, or actually it was yesterday, and I doubled in numbers. How about that? That's a big deal, right? Let's give a round of applause from 3 to 6. I'll take it. But I want to continue to grow those numbers, so if you know somebody who's interested in sports or has some views and stuff, share the video to them. Let them see it, and I'm welcome to comments below. But until then, I want you to know you're awesome, you're valued, and peace.